Hey guys, Redmaster here. Now to get back into the tutorial series, which has been absent for about a week or so now, we're going to be hopping right into what I'm going to get into today, and that is the, I wouldn't call it an ability, more as a quality of a unit, but I still think it's an important quality to go over. It's about range units. Now for those who are unfamiliar with these types of games, and this one especially, there may be a specific type of unit classified for range. Range is basically your ability to attack enemies from a distance. So, I mean, they're all pretty kind of straightforward. Like an archer would shoot something, a troll gunner would shoot something, a wizard will shoot something, so on and so forth. Some of them not as obvious as others, but we'll get into that in a bit. Okay. So, like I said, those are some of the cards that go over range, but I'm going to go over the deck I have here that illustrates, range and what I think are some okay combos. This deck was a bit hard to come up with, seeing as how range isn't really something you want to focus an entire deck around. I tried to, as you may have remembered from the harmonic range video. That was certainly something that you could do. This one is going to be a Warlock, because of a certain card. Yeah, I have it here. Okay. So, let's just go right into the deck here. Archer establishes early board presence and, something to get out quickly. Acolyte summons zombie after each attack. And you can see, I mean, this isn't really a constructive deck, but I mean, again, just to illustrate the whole range aspect, you have your Darkbender here. I mean, the first three are kind of like 2 to 1 gold range units. The Tower, another example of range. Onslaught, I put in there just for extra damage. The range units alone aren't really capable of all that damage on their own. Troll Gunner, another early range unit. Mage Apprentice, I like him. He's one of the better range units. He gets that Awakened, adding up the spell, which should come in handy depending on what you draw. Captain, gains 3 gold. Really, not much there. Wizard, his deal 1 damage to a random enemy. Can be useful to get rid of that tricky peasant, rat, anything with around 1 health left, really. Combustion, because this is, where you get a lot of also damage from. Another good combo with range is you shoot something, you do a certain amount of damage to it, and you're doing a little explosion worth 2. So Combustion, good to throw in there. Incinerate, I really don't know why I have in there. I mean, I should substitute that out with maybe another Maddie, but that would put me up to 29 units. I usually put this in here for removal, because, something around. Maybe I'll just pop out a Phantom Strike for another of that Incinerate. One-Eyed Maddie, because his ability to summon a random mage is useful, I think. It's been one of the more prominent cards being used lately. Phantom Strike, I mean, you could argue that this card just puts range on another unit, but like any unit really, but the range can be useful with certain cards to really get out of a tough spot or even win games for some situations. Pirate Ship, the Rally, very good. I'm not sure I'm going to go over the Rally ability in the video, but there's not really to it. But other than that, that's really what the Pirate Ship is used for. Of course, it's got the range. It's a weaker range, but, more or less. Pyromancer, because, honestly, he's got a big set of health, a nice, good health amount. And despite the 1 attack, the Awaken can deal a lot of damage around. Sea Witch, because, you know, who doesn't love just a skeleton generator? Primarily, she's a more long distance than other ranges, but she's useful in summoning out some skeletons. And then Armory, of course, to buff all of these units, because they are pretty weak on their own. So let's go into an AI match. And if I missed anything, because, I mean, really, I guess I maybe should take a bit more time. All these cards. I mean, there's really not much I could describe here with range. Like, if I type in range here, nothing really pops up. Except for words with, you know, range or in it. But there's definitely a couple more in here that I didn't, or I neglected to add in this deck, I think. Maybe. If I did, you guys can always let me know. You know, I love reading the comments. You know, post them to your heart's content. I like reading them. I like responding to them. I'm gonna try and reply to those more often, by the way. So any comments are much appreciated. But anyway, let's get back into the match here, because I think that's really, I mean, this might be a shorter video, but we're definitely just going to throw it in there as part of the whole tutorial series. It's either this or Rally. Rally is kind of straightforward to explain on your own, or really Rally doesn't take much explanation. But hopefully if I draw a pirate ship, I can illustrate that. But if you guys want to see a Rally video, feel free to tell me. And I'll come up with something. I really don't know what there is to make on it. Okay, so as you can see here, all these units are kind of taking a back seat. They're focused on dealing damage that doesn't affect the enemy, or that doesn't affect, it doesn't cause retaliation, I should say. That's a better word to put it. AI is actually being smart for once, taking out something I need. We're going to protect our range units a bit and throw them behind some skeletons. Another reason why Sea Witch is great to have in any sort of deck like that. Oh, I'll put that Oh, yeah, that's right. The one downside to using Maddie is that Headwood is also considered a mage unit, so if you're focusing a range deck entirely around mages and stuff like that, you gotta be careful. Yep, so that's his ability. I'm not going to use the... Oh, I should have done before I did that attack. It's alright, that gives us time to build up our forces a little. We'll see if this hits the rat. No, it does not hit the rat. Nuts to that. Hopefully he doesn't take out too much in this next turn. Again, not really smart playing by the AI, but that's really how he works anyway, or it works. Alright, there's the Onslaught I mentioned. The Onslaught can help us with that little bit of extra damage. I think I'm going to use Combustion. We do have a lot of range units at our disposal here. Shoot that. I should have did that first, but that's alright. There. Wizard can't reach yet, neither can Headwood. Oh, I didn't move the skeleton. Silly. And that'll end the game right there. So as you can see, I mean, the range is good when you have cards like Combustion and things like that to give it some extra support. Now we're going to go into our friendly match with our opponent. If he decides to get on. My god. You know, the thing is about having friendlies with people is that you expect them to get on, and they're not on. That's just the hilarity of it. Oh, excuse me. So while we're waiting, or I guess not. So I'm gonna try and say anyway what I want to say. Tomorrow we will be continuing the tutorial series. I know we're gonna try and get it back on where it's supposed to be. We're gonna pick up tomorrow. We're gonna get into factions, more specifically the Vikings, and go in order from there. So we're gonna start off with the Vikings, end off at neutrals, and cover everything. Cannot get anything out on the field right now. This is gonna give him some time to set up, prepare, whatnot. Oh hey, Drake. Books. Drake's up there. It's been a long day. So I did the Kunoichi down. I can't see where it is. I know it's somewhere though. I'm gonna throw Archer over here too. So we're establishing a bit of a presence here. And our hand isn't looking too bad either. I do not know where that Kunoichi is though, so that does scare me a bit, not knowing where that is at all times. So with this, we are able to get rid of his Hassan movement, his forces, whatnot. I don't know where the Kunoichi is, that still scares me a bit. And be gone, Blacksmith. Yeah, right now we're moving to the territory where he's got that stealth unit, so a bit nervous to see where he pops out. He can't take out my mage apprentice or archer. He can take out the wizard though. Whoa, 10. I don't know why I just said that. But yes, that is a low 10 on the base. So let us respond by throwing out Maddie. That's alright. What we can do... Be gone. And here's where that onslaught comes in again. So that extra damage makes up for where we could have used the Mage Apprentice attack. Sneaky, sneaky devil. Coming from all the way back there. We can handle that though. And that might just end the game. I'm gonna try and make it a little less. Let's use the spell we got from. See what footage got in there, and we'll end it there. So that's range. I know that wasn't a lot to cover, but like I said, it's a nice shorter video to transition into our next topic, which will be the factions. You know, as I was leaving cards, these guys up here. We'll be covering all factions, benefits, weaknesses, whatnot, and the general outline of cards. Those will be a bit longer, but you could tell my videos are already pretty long. So with that being said, if you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, share, and comment. I do read all the comments, so that is nice. That's a nice thing for me to see when people comment on what I put into the videos. So, but regardless, tomorrow Vikings, as I said already, and I guess until then, guys, stay gaming.